Wow. So you know how they say that, okay, we are a couple and therefore before we decide to get married, let's move in together and start staying together and let's start experiencing how life would usually be after marriage. Wonders will never end. I keep asking myself, where did we start getting all of this tradition or all of these trainings? Where did we actually start getting them from? Because these were not things we were used to. These were not things that were meant to be. These were not things that we're used to right from time past. But all of a sudden, boah, is now the usual, is now what everybody's doing. Anyway, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Coco Saze, and you're welcome to my channel today. If today is your first time, oh my God, thank you for coming. Thank you for subscribing, because I know you're going to subscribe at the end of the video, or even now that you're watching, please do subscribe. And also to all those who have been coming back, do not forget that we made a promise that we're going to hit 1,000, and we just have few days to the end of the month. So please hit that subscribe button, share to everyone, and I would like to hear your wonderful comments at the end of today's topic.
3, 2, 1.
So 10 years, 8 years gone into the wind after being a couple for so long. And you know how you see some people and you say, oh, this is Mrs., this is Mr., this is the wife of, and technically they are not married, because sometimes both families don't really know themselves, but the children are a couple, something like that, couple of friends, So how did it get here? How did we actually get to this point where people start dating, and in less than a year they say, oh, we've been dating and I think we're working towards marriage, so why don't we push this thing for marriage? Why don't you move in with me instead of your parent? Please, did I complain that I'm paying my rent? If you feel like I should not pay rent, then quickly go and see my parents and let's get married. Why do I have to move in with you and start cleaning for you, doing the dishes, cooking for you as though we're already married? Why do I have to do that? If you feel like your love you have for me is all sugary, and all the butterflies in your heart are beginning to fly every time you see me, it means that you should quicken the process. Let's walk down the aisle. Let's do the needful. Let's do that which is expected of us to do. But this whole new thing of, oh, they are staying together but they are not a couple, oh, they are staying together, they are not married, I don't know where it came from. And the painful thing about it is that it's creeping hard into the Christendom, where believers are now beginning to do this. See, the simplest word to call it is called cohabiting. Yeah, where people are beginning to cohabit, staying together all in the name of we are dating, we are in a relationship, but you are not married. You're doing everything a couple should be doing and you are not married. And then 7 years down the line, 8 years down the line, 5 years down the line, 4 years down the line, the guy gets tired. He gets tired. See, when it comes to marriage, see the difference. Let me tell you something. When it's marriage, when both of them get to a place where it looks like, oh, we're seeing each other very often, so it looks like the loves, there are no sparks. They begin to do things that should spark up the marriage, that should spark up the love. But when it's in a relationship and it looks like I'm getting bored of seeing his face over and over again, what's the next step? The next step is, let me try something new. Let me try someone else. So why are we getting all worked up when it ends up not being marriage? because you started the fire. You will be the one to quench it at the end of the day. So I really do not understand. Probably from your comment section, I may begin to understand some of these things. Why do young people move in together to start staying together, acting as a couple when they are not a couple? Can they not just stay in their separate houses and then do the needful before they become a real couple? Why are they changing the norm? Has the norm now become so bad that people don't want to be a part of it anymore? Or why is the narrative changing all of a sudden? Why can't people just keep to the agreements and keep to the morals, keep to the self-respect that people say, okay, these two are dating, and then okay, they get married and then she's moving in with him, or whichever way they may want it to be? Why are people breaking the rules? Why are people now comfortable in the wrong than in the right? You know, sometimes you see people who are even doing these things, and when you talk to them, they look at you like, which century are you coming from? Where are you coming from? They only get to actually pay attention to what you're saying or whatever you have to offer when they've served them breakfast. When the breakfast have been served, that's when they start saying, oh, I wasted my 2 years, I wasted 3 years of my life, they wasted 5 years of my life with this young lady, with this young man, and at the end of the day, he didn't even consider all that, he threw it into the blues. Please excuse me, who threw it into the blues? You joined in throwing it into the blues, because especially for the ladies right now, I think I'm really targeting the ladies on this, especially for the ladies. The day you decided to move in with him without him doing the needful for you, without him respecting your parents and going to see your parents to do the needful, the day you decided to move in with him, that was the day you served yourself your breakfast of trash. You will say, oh, but it worked out for some persons. Some persons did it and it worked out for them and they are now happily married. Well, kudos to them, they did it, it worked. That's the same way it's easy for someone to go and be stealing, and you say every day for the thief, one day for the other. The fact that it worked for Mr. A doesn't mean it will work for Mr. B. So why not just follow the norm? Why not just do the right thing? Do the right thing. It's not so hard. If you feel like, oh, there's no money to go and do the right thing, please talk to your parents, talk to your relatives. By all means, tell them, please, we want a simple wedding. We don't want it to be that expensive. Can we have a simple wedding, and just so that I can tie the knot? I want to be a married person. Let your family people understand. But never in history move in with a man who you are not sure of that is going to marry you. You will say, oh, but he said I love you, and he said, oh, I care about you. My dear, everybody can care, everybody can love, as long as they want what they want. So let's stop this game, especially Christians, especially Christian ladies. Let's stop this game. Let's stop this play we are playing. Let's focus on the core values of relationship and marriage. When someone comes and say, I'm interested in you, yes, I'm, oh, cool, and you like the person, yes, I'm also interested in you, start the courtship. And then if he says, oh, I think we should move it on, I'm okay with this, let's move it on to marriage, but well, right now there's no money, but you can move in with me. You say, brother, sorry, my parents' house is okay for me. Or if I'm a single lady staying alone, sorry, I will stay my day. When you are ready, we'll move on to the next stage. But I cannot move in with you and start being a wife when I'm not a wife. Because trust me, the day things will go sideways, this young man will tell you, after all, you are not my wife, I never married you. It go shock you. Yes, it go shock you. So let's stop playing the games and let's face reality. If he wants to marry you, let him do the right thing. Never move in with a man. So that's my opinion anyway. So what do you think? Is it okay to move in to the house of a man who is not married to you, who is just proposing marriage but haven't said anything? Is it okay by you? Let me see your comments. I will be glad to read and I'll reply as many questions you have.